Hello friends, in India Budget 2017-18, in this lecture we shall see the provisions relating to personal tax, that is called income tax, and also corporate tax. First, let us see the income tax, that is personal tax. In respect of individuals, Hindu undivided families, association of persons, these are different income levels. Here we have the basic tax rate, here applicable surcharge, here education cess and higher and secondary education cess. So this is total tax rate. For income up to rupees 2.5 lakh, for those persons where age is less than 60 years, there is no tax, hence no surcharge, no cess. So up to 2.5 lakh, income is exempt from payment of income tax. For senior citizens, age between 60 to 80 years, this exemption amount is 3 lakh. For very senior citizens, age of 80 and above, this exemption amount is 5 lakh. So for a normal citizen, when income level is more than 2.5 lakh up to 5 lakh, then tax rate is 5%. In the previous year, this used to be 10%. On this, education cess and higher and secondary education cess, so total cess of 3%. So that would be added, and total tax liability on the taxable income will be 5.15%. For income above 5 lakh up to 10 lakh, the tax rate will be 20% and 3% education and higher secondary education cess, it comes out to 0.60. So total tax payable 20.60. For persons earning more than 10 lakh up to 50 lakh, so this is 30%. The basic rate is 30%. This is the amount of education and higher secondary education. The total tax is 30.90. For income above 50 lakh up to 100 lakh, the tax slab is 30%, but in their case, 10% surcharge is applicable. So surcharge rate here is 3%, and on this entire amount, the cess is 0.99%. So they will be required to pay 33.99% total tax. And those earning more than 1 crore, they will be required to pay tax rate at 30%, surcharge of 15%. So surcharge rate in their case is 15%. The cess calculation is 1.04%. Hence they will be paying 35.54% total tax. Now this is the position with regard to income tax. In case of individuals earning up to rupees 3.5 lakh, tax credit of rupees 2500 is also available. So those persons who are earning up to 3.5 lakh, out of their taxable income, out of their tax amount, rupees 2500 will be given as rebate. Now let us see the position of corporate tax. So in case of domestic companies where turnover is more than 50 crore and here it is where turnover is less than 50 crore. So first, where turnover is more than 50 crore per annum. Up to 1 crore, the tax rate is 30%. They are not supposed to pay any surcharge, but education cess is 0.90, that is 3%. So they will be required to pay total tax at 30.90%. But when their income exceeds 1 crore and it is up to 10 crore, then in addition to basic rate of 30%, they are supposed to pay 7% surcharge. So surcharge on this group is a 7%. Cess calculation is 0.96%. So they will be required to pay 33.06%. And those companies whose income is more than 10 crore rupees, in their case, the tax rate is 30%. They will be required to pay surcharge at 12%. And in their case, the calculation of 3% cess will be 1.01%, and the total rate they would pay 34.61%. As regards smaller companies, most of these companies are micro, small and medium enterprises, so where turnover is up to rupees 50 crore. The rate of tax is 25% in all cases, but surcharge is different. Up to 1 crore, there is no surcharge, but there is education cess and higher and secondary education cess of 3%. So that comes out to 0.75%. Their ultimate tax outgo will be 25.75%. So for the companies earning more than 1 crore up to 10 crore, the basic rate is 25. So there is surcharge of 7%, and this is the education and higher secondary cess. So their total rate is 27.55%. And these small companies earning more than 10 crore, the basic rate is 25%, surcharge is 30% in calculation, but actually it is 12%. So this is education cess calculation. So they will pay 28.84%. So this is tax liability of companies. As regards tax liability of partnerships and limited liability partnerships, so in their case, for income up to 1 crore, the rate is 30%. This is 3% education and higher secondary cess. So total liability is 30.90%. When income of these increases beyond 1 crore, then they are supposed to pay surcharge at 12%. So 30 plus a surcharge of 12%, which comes out to 3.6%. So this is calculation of education and higher secondary cess. So total tax liability comes out 34.61%. So this is the proposal in 17-18 budget for personal tax, that is income tax, and also for corporate tax. Thank you, friends.